Gents, your grandfather was a friggin' genius. Seriously, not only was he smart to pick up your hot grandmother, but he also had impeccable taste when it comes to style accessories. First up on the list, the classic comb. Believe it or not, combs have been around for over 5,000 years. They're one of the earliest tools that archaeologists have found men actually made and used, and they had a wide variety of purposes. From personal hygiene to work tools to even a musical instrument, combs have been around for thousands of years. They've been a useful tool because they're exactly that. Useful. Now, combs come in a wide variety of styles and shapes. Usually the larger combs with the thicker teeth, this is going to be just for brushing the hair and generally styling it. For the smaller detail, the smaller combs like this is going to be for parting hair and for detailed work when it comes to styling. One of the most common combinations you're going to see out there are combs that come with a combination of the thicker teeth and the thinner teeth so that you can style and you can generally brush your hair. Now, here's the thing. Your grandfather was a smart man. He carried a comb everywhere. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, Antonio, my grandfather's bald. He doesn't carry a comb anymore. Well, guess what? When he had those long, luscious locks, you bet he carried a comb because he wanted to style that hair. He wanted that big pompadour, looking good, putting in some of that hair product. Yeah, your grandfather had style. Next up on this list, the shoehorn. Your grandfather, he spent good money on nice shoes. He knew that footwear was the foundation of a man's wardrobe. That being said, he took care of his investment. He shined and polished his shoes after every wear, and he used the shoehorn so he didn't prematurely damage the back of the shoe. You know what I'm talking about. When you put on your shoes and it just doesn't fit perfectly and you've got to press on that back heel, and what happens? It prematurely damages the back of the heel. Gents, this is a problem your grandfather solved by owning a shoehorn and keeping it next to his nice shoes. Now, in a pinch, when you're traveling, you can use some business cards or even an old credit card, but I recommend that you invest in a really nice shoehorn like your grandfather had. A little bit longer one, maybe one that's a little bit more ornamental in design. This right here, whenever you share this with somebody, they're going to be, yeah, this guy has style. Now, guys, one of the problems with modern accessories is most of them are cheaply made. And that's why, gents, I'm proud to bring you today's sponsor, James Crawley. They're bringing back quality to men's accessories. Seriously, just look at the build of these collar stays, which is the next item on the list. Now, collar stays, as you may know, fit in right here on the collar of a dress shirt, and they maintain a sharp point, keeping the dress shirt looking good. But what you may not know is that most collar stays that come with even expensive shirts are made out of cheap plastic. Gents, James Crawley is making their collar stays out of mother of pearl. As I've talked about before, this is a classic material that harkens back to the early days of classic menswear. Another thing I like about James Crawley is they've got a variety of sizes when it comes to your collarbones, because as many of you guys know, there's different sizes for different shirt types. All the products you've seen in today's video so far, all the combs, all the shoehorns, can be found over at James Crawley. Now, gents, I see a lot of companies, and what I love about James Crawley is that they separate themselves from the pack by focusing in on high quality materials and high quality build. And everything, such as this large cowhorn comb, is handmade in Britain. Gents, I'm linking to James Crawley down in the description of today's video with the best deal you're going to find out there on the web. Use it or lose it, guys. Take advantage of this deal. An awesome new company. Really like what they're doing. Go check them out. Next up on the list, suspenders. Here's the thing. Belts are cool, but suspenders rock. Now, the interesting thing is that suspenders used to be the norm, but then WW2 came along, and all of a sudden they started changing up the style of pants because they wanted to save fabrics. They basically lowered the waistline. This saved a lot of fabric, but it also changed what we were using to hold up our pants. Suspenders kind of went to the wayside, and we started using belts. They were simpler. They didn't do as good of a job, but they were cheaper. But here's the thing. For many body types, especially large men or really skinny men, guys, suspenders work so much better. And the reason is simple. If your stomach is larger than your hips, or if you have straight hips and stomach, guys, what you're doing is you're putting pressure and you're cinching in on the waistline to keep your trousers up. Gents, why would you do that if there's a more classic, elegant way to accomplish mission? The beautiful thing about suspenders is instead of putting all the weight and restriction on the waist and causing a bit of pain there, they put just a little bit of pressure on the shoulders, and it allows you to wear your trousers looser. Think about this. If you're a big guy, this is a game changer. And even if you're a thin guy and you want to have a little bit more style, check out suspenders because they come in a wide variety of colors and styles, and they really can up your style game. Next up, gents, the classic vest. Now, vests were initially large pieces of fabrics that messengers who rode horseback would wrap around their body to stay warm. Now, eventually they developed into a piece of clothing, an additional layer that provided warmth, especially for men that worked indoors in non-heated areas. These guys wanted something that would fit under their jacket and keep their core warm. Now, over time, they made their way into formal wear. In a period of 50 years, we saw a variety of styles, from single-breasted, double-breasted to 2 buttons to up to 20 buttons. But what happened? 2 words: indoor heating. Seriously, we no longer functionally needed them once offices maintained a temperature of at least 60 degrees. But here's the thing, gents, even though they're functionally not required anymore, you wearing a vest, you're gonna look so much better than all those other guys just simply wearing a dress shirt with dress slacks. Gents, take a cue from your grandfather and bring the vest back. Next up on the list, gentlemen, we've got cufflinks. Here's the thing, your grandfather knew how to rock jewelry. Seriously, he didn't have to wear a whole lot of rings. He didn't have to go with a gold necklace. He understood that on his clothing, he could bring in jewelry pieces, which would help him stand apart from the crowd. Now, cufflinks come in a wide variety of styles. You're gonna see those that have a decoration medal on the front, and then on the back, they're gonna have a toggle piece. This is gonna allow it to go through the hole, because you gotta have cuffs that are specifically made for cufflinks, and then you can turn it right there on the back. The only issue with these is they can break. Now, one of my favorite styles is the solid piece cufflink, and this is where we're going to see both on the front and the back similar design, sometimes maybe different, but that back design is going to be smaller. It's going to allow the cufflink to pass through, a little bit more difficult to put on, but what I like about these, one solid piece, so this could last you your entire lifetime. Now, there's also chain cufflinks, which are really cool. Your grandfather probably had a few pairs, but I also like fabric cufflinks. These are a little bit more modern, and what's nice about these is you can pick them up, you can add variety to your cufflink collection, and they are a more informal type of cufflink. And let's talk about formality versus informality. Cufflinks in general are going to be more formal, but that being said, you can bring them in your everyday style. I've got friends that simply, they want to wear dress shirts, they don't wear jackets at all, but they wanted to bring a little bit more style, a little bit more pizzazz to their look. So my friend Andy went with all basically French cuffs on his shirts, and he always wears cufflinks. He doesn't wear jackets, but this right here sets him apart. He's in a hot area of Texas, and for him, he just really likes the look. Next up, we've got tie clips and tie chains. Your grandfather understood that these actually had a functional purpose, and that was to keep your tie out of your food. Seriously, you're at a restaurant, you're about to have some soup, and all of a sudden your tie pops out, and guess what? It goes right into your food. That's what you don't want. So wear a tie pin. I take that back. Don't wear a tie pin. Tie pins, tie tacks, those are actually sometimes going to puncture and damage a silk necktie. Now, if you're using a wool or a woven tie that's got a little bit, actually the pin can go right through without damaging, that would be fine. But in general, I would recommend tie chains or tie clips. Tie chains are a little bit harder to find, and some people argue they're not as functional. I like them. They add a little bit of style up, but tie clips, you can look around a wide variety. And to answer the eternal question, where do you wear a tie clip at? I think that they should be worn a little bit higher. So starting from the top, if you get to about the 3rd to 4th button, to me, that's about the perfect area. But if you decide to wear it lower because functionally you feel it serves a better purpose down there, then go for it. Next up on the list, the Badger hairbrush. So most of us, when we apply shaving cream, we use our hands, and that can get the job done. Because if you want to have a better shave, if you want to make sure to better evenly distribute, you want to share something that your grandfather used. Go try a Badger hairbrush. Now, you can also try synthetics. They're usually going to be a bit rougher, but the Badger hairbrush has been around for over 100 years, even longer than that. And this thing does a great job of evenly distributing your shaving cream. Oh, and if you're making your own cream with shaving soap and a shaving mug, then you definitely want a Badger hairbrush. The next item on the list that your grandfather would say get rid of, guys, the lint remover. Okay, it can work, but most of these honestly are a waste. Instead, get a good clothing brush. When you try a good clothing brush, not only are you going to get rid of all that lint, but you're also going to dislodge any food or any materials, any dirt, any grime that gets on the jacket after a daily wear. You can also use this on shirts. You can use this on your trousers. Guys, a clothing brush is going to save your clothing. And let's talk about razors. So your grandfather would cry if he saw you using this thing. Now, he would actually wonder, how do those 15 blades actually work? But the point is this razor right here causes a lot of razor burn. It causes a lot of bumps on a lot of different men out there. So maybe you want to try a single blade. And I'm not going to say that you have to go with a straight razor. The cutthroat razor, yes, has that reputation because you can injure yourself, and it does require a level of skill, but you can start with a safety razor. This right here, classic, it's been around, and it really, for most guys that are dealing with a lot of issues I talked about, improving your razor can really level up your shave, and over time, this is very economical. Now, what about old school etiquette rules? Should you follow manners in today's modern world? Guys, I addressed that in this video right here. Had a lot of fun with it. We talk about some of the old school manners that should probably disappear and other ones that should stick around. So guys, go check out this video. I think you're going to like it.